Hi everyone, I am not sure exactly where I'm going to record today's video from. I might just set it on the top of my car and record like that. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Here, let's go. This is fun. I decided that the best place to put the camera was on top of the trash cans. So, trash cans are facing out towards the street. Set the camera up on a little tripod there, facing this way. That's my car. That's where I live in the basement. I'm in a basement, just not in Mom's basement anymore. That's awesome. This is my life. Okay, so this week's video, which I'm not fully sure if I'm going to be able to get away with showing you guys, is a video that I don't own the copyright on. And I don't own the copyright on it in the same way that other people have taken my videos and done commentary on them. So I think the way I'm going to get away with showing this to you is if I do commentary on someone else's video that I'm in, and that's how we're going to get away with showing you the time that I was on a TV show where I got catfished. And it was on one of those judge shows. A little bit about that is I moved out to Los Angeles. I had been looking for a job in radio or TV since when I was 14. I got into radio, and then when I was going to college, I went to become a guy that did like fluff stories and stuff. But one of the things that was a hamper to me is that my hands shake a lot, so I couldn't do camera work. Anyways, so couldn't get jobs in radio or TV out in Los Angeles. Saw a thing, and I think it was Craigslist, saying, hey, if you want to be on a judge show, come on down. I did. There was about 200 other people there. They had you audition by way of doing improv. So you improved with some other people, and if they liked you, they brought you back. And they liked me, and they brought me back. And what they brought me back for was a story specifically on being catfished, where I was the lucky person being catfished. And I had to bring my own wardrobe because there was no wardrobe budget. I had to basically 90% of what you're going to see was improvised. What they did give us was an outline of things that they wanted to have happen. So this right now is part one of me being on a judge show, getting catfish. Part two is also on this, but I'm going to pause in between, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned to the end, because it, of course, is as cringy as you might think.
Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Joshua Marks is suing Sid Adams in the amount of $1,025. He claims the defendant owes him for the cost of a plane ticket because he lied about his identity. Mr. Adams is countersuing because the plaintiff stained his designer suit.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Christina Perez presiding. Please be seated. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Redard. Okay, so why don't you start, Mr. Marks? What happened?
This is a simple case of I met a girl online, we were getting along, I flew out to see her, she turned out to be a dude, and I'm suing her. Or him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me some details?
About a year ago, I met Misha, her, online, and I saw her photos, and I messaged her, and of all the guys out there, she messaged me back.
Okay, Misha as in your witness. Is that
The
right?
beautiful Asian woman.
Why don't you stand up next to Mr. Adams and just stay there next to him? So you went online and you thought you met Misha.
Yeah, well, she had like lots of followers and many admirers, shall we say, and I messaged and she messaged back, and I thought that I was surprised. I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but I'm kind of funny, you know, so I kind of get that vibe from people, and son of a gun, like, she messaged back, and then it started going pretty well, you know?
Wow, okay.
And then we swapped phone numbers, and so then it went from, like, messaging online to texting. And, yeah, no,
And
exactly.
how long did you have this online relationship for, or this...
About 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
So you messaged back and forth, you texted back and forth.
Yeah, texted a ton.
You guys got to know each other.
Yes.
What you believed was Misha.
Yes, what I thought was Misha.
Okay, and did you seem to have everything in common?
Well, some things. I mean, she's a hot Asian girl and I work at a pizza place. But yeah, other than that, you know, I mean, like
Well, she was the face. I was the one he had these things in common with. Because she was the face, and I was the personality behind her. I mean...
So you were doing all the corresponding, back and forth, all the messaging, all the emailing, all the texting?
Yes, ma'am. I followed him from her account because she's well known on social sites. But, I mean, she's kind of over it. You know, she doesn't really indulge in the hype anymore. And I kind of do it for her from her site because, I mean, obviously, she's beautiful. And with my situation, I would like to be a beautiful woman, as strange as that may sound. So I just saw an opportunity to use her site.
And you two are good friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so, Miss Lee, you were okay with your friend, Mr. Adams, using your profile site?
Yeah, I was
Pretending to be you?
Yeah, I was okay with it. He was basically just kind of updating it for me, you know, putting
Just
up,
managing it?
Yeah, managing it, putting up more pictures, like more recent pictures of me and, you know, events that I was going to.
hot pictures, Your Honor. Like
you
attractive
know-
female photos, not male photos.
Did you know that he was impersonating you?
He did tell me that he was interested in Joshua, and so he told me that he was messaging back and forth. And at first I was like, yeah, that's fine. You know, he was a little bit depressed at that time. He was going through a lot with his family. He came out to his family and basically told them, you know, that he's gay, and his family did not like that. His dad is a pastor, so they basically abandoned him, kicked him out of the house. So he came and lived with me, and, you know, I was just trying to be a good friend.
And she was. I mean, I love the fact that she did that for me, you know. And when we were texting, you know, without video chat, at first when we were texting, that was me he was talking to. And I understand it was dishonest and I lied about my identity, but...
I mean, if you can lie about who you really are, you can lie about anything.
I feel like I lied about my face. I lied about what I look like. I didn't lie about who I was.
Of course you lied.
Oh my goodness sakes, that's the whole reason why we're here. Because I was in love with her, not you.
We're in love with
Mr.
the
Marks.
idea of me.
Mr. Marks, okay, so you continued. Did you ever at any point feel it was absolutely wrong?
There was a point where I realized it got too serious because, you know, after a while, it got to where he would call, and obviously I wouldn't pick up the phone. When I could, I would get my friend here to pick up the phone because video chatting and
It
voice.
led to actual phone conversations.
Yeah, sometimes, but it was kind of shady, but I was like, oh, but then sometimes we'd get to like do the face-to-face online kind of stuff, so I got to see her sometimes, so at that point I was like, oh, well, I'm not totally a dope, because there she is, and we're talking and stuff.
So, Ms. Lee, you actually then played a part in this very deceitful game, is that correct?
I didn't really want to, but Joshua kept calling us, like, nonstop. He was like a lost puppy.
He
And
kept calling you.
I mean, he's talking to Sin, so...
I feel like he called,
Yeah.
they may be splitting hairs. I feel like he was calling me, imagining her face.
Yeah.
Splitting hairs, okay, that's interesting. He was calling...
Not just her
the
face.
person you were
Look at her.
pretending to be was Miss Lee, not you. So that's who he thought he was speaking to. So actually, he wasn't. You were speaking to somebody completely not real.
Coming up on Justice for All.
Relationships, yes, they are about the person. Sometimes it's the attraction. That's the first thing that gets you.
And later,
So, $15,000, you're here suing your mom?
I'm back. The girl that I was with.
So that was part one. Before I go on to part two, it is time for the Skippy Squad shoutouts. Thank you to everyone that has gone to Venmo, and if you would like to be a part of this little segment of what I do of shouting out people that have participated in Skippy Squad, which is basically you go to my Venmo, you send me $5 or more, hopefully more, to my Venmo. I don't have Patreon. This is what I do instead of Patreon, right? Okay, so you then become a part of Skippy Squad. If you're a part of Skippy Squad, I either put your name and thank you underneath, and I try and show you what the person sent to me on Venmo. If people want me to say something, I do that. This is basically that. Thank you, everyone in the past and currently that has been doing it. It means the world to me. It has literally been getting me by as I've been trying to find my second job and living off of my minimum wage job. Here we go. Alex T wants you to check out Flick It Films on YouTube. So YouTube, Flick It Films, go check it out. I did. He has 341 subscribers, and I'm either number 341 or 342, but hopefully he gets lots more subscribers because of this. Thank you so much, Alex T. Joseph C. is a Marine. Joseph C. had said in his comments, will you have people check out Chandaddy_actual on Instagram? Joseph C. Chandaddy_actual. I went to Instagram and I am now following you. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you for being part of Skippy Squad. Thank you for serving our country. To you and your fellow Marines, you guys are way more manly than I will ever be. Thank you for liking my channel. So this one is fun. My channel has kind of become a, someone does a shout out to their friend, they do a shout out back or pay it forward kind of thing, which I will totally take. This is Mishing. She was mentioned in the last video I did. Mishing S from last week says, Dave still likes Lyra, whatever that means. Thank you, Mishing. Thank you to your whole group of friends. Thanks for being part of Skippy Squad. This last one, Olivia C. This is awesome because Olivia C. was introduced to her channel by her boyfriend, and she sent me this really kind message where they tell me that they watch my videos together. She loves it, and that she loves being a part of Skippy Squad. Thank you so much, Olivia C. and your boyfriend, whoever that is. Awesome, thank you guys. Car's coming. So now to part 2. We have seen, oh, it's such a cringy thing to be a part of, but it makes sense that of all of the scripts that they could have had on the show, that I would be in one about being catfished. I was allowed to take some liberties, like I improvised the part of that he works at a pizza place, because I had worked at a pizza place before moving out to California. There was lots of fun things to improvise. I think if you watch in the second part, as I'm talking, you can see some of the audience members who are getting paid the same as us talking actors. Some of them start laughing because we were allowed to just come up with whatever we wanted to, but we did not interact at all with the judge before we started filming. So when she gets mad at me in this next segment, I legitimately was terrified that someone was going to say cut and be like, hey dumbass, you can't say that. Like, come on, get it together, man. Because they had kind of yelled at one of the groups before us, and I didn't want to get yelled at by these people. I wanted to be magnificent. I was hoping that someone would watch this and be like, let's get this guy an agent. Let's get him off into Hollywood. Let's do that. It did not happen. See for yourself what happened. This is part 2.
We're back with the case of Joshua Marks, who is suing Sin Adams for fraud. Mr. Adams is countersuing for property damage.
You two played along, and you got to the point where you decided you wanted to meet Miss Lee in person.
Yes.
That's why we're here. Tell me what happened.
So I had tried a couple times to go out and visit her. I'm in Los Angeles. She is in Miami. And then I lost my job. But at that time, I had just a little bit of money in savings. So then I was like, hey, I just lost my job. I'm really depressed. I'd love to come see you. And I don't have money. So if I come, can you pay me back? Because we both want to see each other, right?
Oh, I see. So you just threw the idea out there.
Well, no, but it was...
He did tell me. I mean, I stalled for a while, yes, for obvious reasons, when he would throw around the idea of coming to see me. However, I finally just said, you know what, maybe something will come of it. Maybe it will work out. And I didn't want to feel like, I didn't want to cheat myself.
Did he give you any indication that he was attracted to men?
No, and that was...
No.
Why did you think he would want to meet a man?
Because I feel like it was more than gender and identity. And since we had spent so much time getting to know each other online through texting.
I understand that, but fundamentally, relationships, yes, they are about the person, but sometimes it's the attraction. That's the first thing that gets you.
I did see a point where it was getting too serious.
So why don't you just stop and just use your senses and say, this is enough?
Wishful thinking. And I said, okay, well, I can reimburse you if you come down and it all goes well.
If it all goes well, you knew it was not going to go well.
I knew there was a good chance it wouldn't, but I hoped.
Okay, so then tell me then what happened when you actually met him.
So I get off the plane. We agree to meet at a restaurant at around noon. I say my date is here, Misha. They're like, right this way. They take me over to a table. where a gentleman is, and we had a confrontation, and I threw a glass of wine on him, and I had to get a hotel, because I was supposed to be staying with her that night, right? We were going to hit it off, and it was going to be magical, and I did not plan on getting a hotel, nor did I plan on drinking a lot, and so
I
I've
don't think
included
it's
that
my
in the
fault
cost.
that he chose to
So
drink.
you were planning on staying with her without even knowing her?
We knew each other for like 6
No,
months.
no,
We
but
had an
physically
emotional
didn't know each
connection.
other. So you decided you were going to stay with her, okay.
Yes.
And then so
We decided, but yeah.
you freak out
Yep.
and you leave. And then what did you say, Mr. Adams?
Well, I didn't get to say too much to him when he, because I had hopes that he would just hear me out.
I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? That from one moment he would look at you and say, yes, I am gay and you are the love of my life?
I mean, I didn't expect some fairy tale to burst into
But
fruition,
really, you
but
fundamentally believed that he would be okay with the fact that you lied about who you were, that you lied that you were a man, that you lied that you were a gay man. Do you think he would fundamentally accept that? And you, yourself, seem to be a pretty stable guy. You decide to go, I don't know if you're ever online, you decide to go, you have no job. You're going to count on a complete stranger to give you half of your ticket when you don't, okay, fine, you had a 6-month an emotional connection, which could have been a lie. But so you rely on an emotional connection for this person to pay you back $475? Really? That's ridiculous.
I would like the full $1,000, not just
whatever evidence
$475.
well, listen, the extra $200 that you spent, the extra $350, it's all irrelevant because I'm denying it. You assumed the risk. You assumed the risk, and do not give me attitude. You assumed the risk of flying to the other side of the United States with no job, with no nothing, just for the thrill of meeting a hot Asian girl. Those are your words. You're the idiot, not me. You spent your money foolishly.
Wow.
Now do you really believe I would consider paying you $977 for what you just did?
well, he chose to react that way, and I mean, I understand what I did was wrong, but I didn't expect to be bathed in wine.
Mr. Adams, you need to go home and look at yourself in the mirror and try to figure out what you're made of. Go back to your mom and dad and figure it out. Because you're walking a very dangerous line. Wake up, sweetheart. Based on the evidence, I'm denying your claim and I'm denying your claim.
Judge Perez has denied both the plaintiff's claim and the defendant's counterclaim.
You came out to your entire family, but not to me.
You and I both know there was a real connection.
And later.
All right, so that was this week's video. Thank you, everyone that has been leaving comments and likes and sharing this and watching my channel. I'm up to 11,300-ish subscribers to my channel. Thank you all for being a part of this journey with me. By the way, if there's anyone that I have mismentioned or that I've left out in any of my videos, please find a way to message me and I'll try and correct that. I really do love having this channel. You guys are great. This has been a lot of fun for me. The weather is starting to get colder. I will keep on making videos if you guys keep on watching and hitting subscribe, leaving comments. I try and read all of them. I reply back to a bunch of them here in the YouTube comment section. This is a lot of fun to do. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, click like, feel free to share this with your friends, do whatever. Have a great week. I'll see you next week, hopefully with some good content, but either way, I'll be here again soon. See you on Venmo and Skippy Squad. Bye guys.